What's up, everybody? This is Big Sarge back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of joining the U.S. military. So let's get into it. You're thinking about joining the U.S. Army or maybe another branch of the military, and you're wondering if this is the right move. Well, first of all, you get my respect. The fact that you're even considering putting on the uniform, raising your right hand, and committing to something bigger than yourself already says a lot about your character. But let's be real. Joining the military, this is a very big deal. It's not like getting a regular job. It's a complete lifestyle shift, and it comes with some serious pros and some equally serious cons. So if you're debating whether to enlist, then you've come to the right place. So let's go ahead and sit down so I can walk you through all of this and tell you what it's really like, what you gain, what you might sacrifice, and how to know if this is the right path for you. Before we dive into the list, let's get one thing straight. This video isn't about sugarcoating military life, and it's not about scaring you off either. It's all about honesty, whether you're considering the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Space Force, or the Coast Guard. The overall structure and commitment are similar. The mission, you're there to serve your country. The trade-off is going to be time, discipline, and some real personal growth. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty. All right, so let's kick this off by talking about the pros of joining the military. So the first pro is obviously it's going to be steady pay and job security. So let's not pretend like money doesn't matter, because it does. And one of the biggest reasons people join the military is for financial stability. You get paid on time every single time. You get raises as you get promoted, and you can earn bonuses for certain jobs, locations, and enlistment options. Even entry-level soldiers with no experience are earning a reliable paycheck. And when you add in free housing, healthcare, and food, it stretches a lot further than you think. The next pro is you qualify for free or nearly free healthcare. So TRICARE, this is the military's healthcare program, and it is legit. You get medical, dental, mental health services, vision, all of that is covered. There are no monthly premiums, no insane out-of-pocket costs, and your family can be covered too if you're active duty. So if you've ever seen how expensive civilian healthcare can be, then you'll know what a huge benefit this actually is. Next is that of free college and career training. So the military can change your life when it comes to education. The post 9/11 GI Bill, this pays for college tuition, books, and even a monthly housing allowance. And you can also go to school while you're serving thanks to tuition assistance. In the Army, they even offer vocational training and professional certifications through programs like COOL. So whether you want to earn a degree or get certified in IT, mechanics, aviation, or healthcare, you can do it with zero debt. Next is that of travel opportunities. So do you want to see more than your hometown? Then the military's got you. You could be stationed in places like Germany, South Korea, Italy, Hawaii, Alaska, Japan. And even if you're not stationed overseas, you're traveling for training, exercises, or deployments. And for a lot of people, that will be the very first time that they ever have left the country, and the memories will last a lifetime. The next pro that you're going to get is structure, discipline, and confidence. So the military gives you something hard to find in civilian life, and that is direction. So you'll learn how to lead and follow. You'll learn how to manage your time, how to handle pressure, and how to work with people from all walks of life. And best of all, you'll come out on the other side with confidence, the kind that sticks with you forever. And then there's camaraderie and lifelong friendships. So there's nothing like the bond between people who have served together. Whether you're sweating through basic training or deployed to a combat zone, you develop a brotherhood, sisterhood that will last forever. And some of your closest friendships will be forged in the field and not on a college campus or in an office. Another benefit is early retirement and veterans benefits. So if you stay in for 20 years and you can retire in your late 30s and 40s with a lifetime pension, continued health care, and access to VA home loans, business resources, and much more. Now, even if you don't retire, most veterans, they still get access to VA health care, home loan programs, veteran hiring preferences, and discounts pretty much everywhere they go, from retail to travel. And then there's a resume boost and other career opportunities. So military service, this stands out on a resume. And when employers see this, they know that you show up for work early, you work hard, and you follow orders. You've learned leadership, problem solving, and responsibility, and you know how to operate in high pressure environments. And there are also federal jobs, law enforcement roles, and government contractors that actively seek out veterans. All right, so now that we've covered all of the perks, let's talk about the hard stuff because, yes, there is a trade off. And if you're not prepared, it can hit you like a freight train. So, the first is the loss of personal freedom. So, here's the deal: once you raise your hand and swear the oath, you belong to Uncle Sam. You can't just quit when you're over it. You can't just refuse a task that you don't like, and you can't decide to just take a weekend off. Your life is structured around duty, rank, and orders. That freedom that you had as a civilian, you might as well go ahead and say goodbye to it, at least temporarily. Then there's long hours and tough days. So military life is physically and mentally demanding. So you need to expect early mornings, like getting up at 0500 in the morning or even earlier, long field exercises, late nights, weekend duties, standing in formation in rain, heat, and snow. Now, it's not always glamorous, and some days it just flat out sucks. But all of this builds mental toughness, and a lot of people come to appreciate that over time. Then there's deployments and time away from your family. So, depending on your job and unit, you may spend months away from home. And deployments, they can last from 6 to 12 months and sometimes even longer. So, you might miss holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, and your kids' first steps. And even if you are stateside, field training and duty rosters, they can pull you away unexpectedly. Another con, and this one is major, is the risk of injury or death. So let's not sugarcoat this. The military, especially combat roles like 11 Bravo, which is the infantry, this comes with inherent danger. Training exercises, physical injuries, PTSD, and yes, combat fatalities are real possibilities. But not every MOS is high risk, but the chance is always there. Remember, you are volunteering to defend your country, and that carries weight. Then there's government bureaucracy and red tape. So the military, this is a giant government organization, and that comes with frustrations because things are going to move slow, paperwork is going to get lost, promotions, they can be political, and then bad leaders, they just sometimes never seem to go away. So you're going to deal with policies that don't make sense and decisions that feel unfair. But here's the thing: welcome to the real world. This is the military edition. Also, you need to keep in mind that not every job transfers to civilian life. So some MOSs, they transfer well, like if you work in cyber, logistics, or engineering. Others, not so much. So if you spend 4 years kicking down doors in the infantry, you will build character, leadership, and discipline, but you may still need to get a civilian certification or degree after your service to land a comparable job. The next thing is you might miss out on quote unquote normal life experiences. So while your friends are off to college, traveling on their own terms, partying on the weekends, or exploring different jobs and relationships, you're going to be in uniform. You're going to be restricted by curfews and regulations. You're going to fall up under orders, and you're possibly going to be stationed halfway around the world. Now, remember, this is a trade off. It's not necessarily bad, it's just different. And then once you get in, you might realize that the military is not for everybody. So some people, they will thrive in the military, others won't. So you might feel out of place with your unit. You might feel like you're stuck in a job that you do not love. You might feel burnt out by the structure, or you might feel homesick or isolated. And since you cannot just leave until your contract is up, you've got to push through all of that. So the question remains, should you join the military? Well, let me go ahead and break this down one more time. So here are some reasons to join. If you're one of these people that like structure, discipline, and a challenge, then you might want to join. If you're looking for job security, benefits, and a chance to travel, you're not ready for college, but you still want to grow, or you might want to serve something bigger than yourself, then you should consider joining. Now, here's some reasons to think twice about this. You hate following orders or being told what to do. You want complete control over your time and lifestyle. You're looking for a cushy job or easy money, or you're not okay with being far away from family or facing real risks. Now, there are no right or wrong answers here, but one thing's for sure: joining the military will change your life. The question is it the kind of change that you're ready for? Now, before you run off to the closest recruiter to raise your hand, here are some things that you should think about before you enlist. One, you want to talk to multiple recruiters. Do not just rely on the first one that you meet. You want to research your MOS because some jobs can lead to better civilian careers. You want to ask about signing bonuses, duty stations, and promotion potential. You want to be honest about your goals as far as education, career travel, and anything else that you can think of. And most importantly, you want to get everything in writing before you sign your contract. So to wrap all of this up, the military life is not for everybody, but for those who embrace it, it can be a game changer. So if you're looking for a path with purpose, real life experience, free education, and a brotherhood or sisterhood, then this might just be the best decision that you will ever make. So just be sure you're going in with your eyes wide open if this is what you decide to do. And with that being said, let me know what you think in the comments. And with that, I will holler at you all on the next video. So peace.